I've got so many figures, it's time to look at some of my favourites. This time, I'm going to focus on scale figures. So no Nendroids, prize figures, or anything else I can find. Just scales. And to make things fair, I'm going to limit it to one per character. Because Nico Robin exists. First up, we have this Alter Centaur Isuzu 1/7 scale figure from Amagi Brilliant Park. This series is one of my absolute favourites, and I actually own quite a few Centaur figures. While the expression is a little more anxious than I normally like for figures, I do love the quality and the design. Although, while talking about this one, I also want to point out that I do really love this more action pose 1/8 scale figure of the same character too. Both are absolutely great. Next up, we have this ArtFX Kakaguri Jabami Yumiko 1/8 scale figure. I really love the hair on this one, and she just looks absolutely crazy. Honestly, I bought this on a whim at a convention a few years ago, and to be honest, I don't regret my purchase at all. And quite frankly, I'm not that big of a Kakaguri fan anymore, yet I can't see myself selling this one anytime soon. Fire Emblem has been a huge part of my life, and Farja was one of the more interesting characters from Awakening. So I absolutely had to get this 1/7 scale from Max Factory Good Smile. I really like this one. I don't know what it is. The pose looks so great. The entire design looks really nice, and I really like her serious yet quite sinister looking facial expression. It even comes with a skull, which you all know makes things 100% better. The first One Piece figure on this list, and it won't be the last one, and is Portrait of Pirates Captain Hina. She is actually one of my favourite One Piece characters because she's just so badass, so I absolutely had to get her and was really overjoyed when they announced her. While she doesn't have that interesting of a pose, she just looks so incredibly cool, and I don't know, there's just something about this one that I just really like, which is why it's pretty high up on this list. Another Fire Emblem figure, well, another Fire Emblem Awakening figure, and this one is also by Max Factory. It's called Delia, and this one I think pretty much speaks for itself. The pose, the base and weapon, just everything about this one just looks absolutely fantastic, and I always enjoy looking at it. A really cool purchase and a really cool looking figure. Number 5, and it's this Fat Company Nadeshiko figure from Laid Back Camp. Now, Laid Back Camp is actually one of my favourite anime of all time, and Nadeshiko is definitely my favourite character from that series. I actually just recently unboxed an Android of her. Did you watch it? This is a fun, vibrant scale that comes with its own working lamp. Sadly, the battery died on mine, but that doesn't take away from how awesome this figure looks. I'm going to be honest here, Max Factory has quite a few scale figures on this list, and it just so happens that they just make figures of all my favourite gaming characters. And next up is this gorgeous Samus Aran Zero Suit figure from Metroid. Metroid has always been one of my favourite titles of all time, and this one just looked absolutely fantastic. This is actually also one of my first scales, and I just love how great this one looks. The colouring is just fantastic. Oh, and I use the Metroid amiibo to make her base just look that much better. But one question, when will we get her in her actual normal suit? Max Factory yet again, and this one is technically 2 figures, but in my opinion you can't have one without the other. It's Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favourite all-time games, so I just had to have these, and honestly they look absolutely amazing. Really, I'm blown away by how good this one looks. I'm going to be honest, I'm eternally sad that I never went out and bought the Melee one that they released. Number 2, and it's my all-time favourite anime character, Nico Robin. I recently did a list of my favourite Nico Robin figures, and this Portrait of Pirates figures of her All Sunday outfit was number 1 with a bullet. She just looks absolutely gorgeous, and is easily one of my favourite figures of all time. But wait, my favourite anime character, but she isn't my favourite scale figure? As much as Nico Robin is my favourite character, I can't not go with this amazing 1/7 Taito Spirit Tail figure of Inugami Korone from Hololive. She just looks absolutely fantastic. The quality is on an absolute another level, and she is probably one of, if not my favourite VTuber, and it very quickly rose to the top of my favourite figures of all time. This one is just definitely something special in my collection. Well, that was my list, but I want to know what yours is. And if you did like this, remember to like and consider subscribing. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.